Hello, my friends. It's the Crypto Lunatic live from the Lunar Cafe. And today I bring you a little gem that is just above the degen zone. So I have been working with Grok to find hidden gems that are primed to pump. And today, this is the little degen project that has churned up for me. And transparently, I knew nothing about this until about half an hour ago. And I've just been doing a little bit of research into it. And this is what I've found. And I said, is Grok correct? Is this primed for a pump? And that is the question we're asking today. So before we go any further, this is definitely not financial advice. I'm not invested in Ergo. I have no skin in this game and they're not paying me to make this video. It is a completely neutral review. So with all of that in mind, my friends, let us go on a little journey into what is Ergo. So let's start here. Actually, let's go back a step. Look, Grok. Now, I've been working with the algorithm to ask them to show me coins that are primed to pump, and each day it gives me a bigger scale coin and a smaller coin. And the big coin it's given me is BitTensor Tau, which I may well go down and do an individual review on later. But I was more interested in the coin that I'd never heard of. So, according to Grok, so it's got all the things, all of these little things that we've got here are a algorithm that we've created. I've asked Grok to help me to create an algorithm to show coins with high potential breakout. Now, this is a percentage. It's 78% set up for a breakout, and the trust score is 80%. And you'll see that's exactly the same trust score as BitTensor Tau, except this has got an even higher moon rating. So this was why we started with Ergo. So let's look at this coin. It started life back here. Let's see, back here. So this was June 2017, my friends. So this is by no means a new project. This has been percolating in the background. And it started life at $3.54. And as you can see, in this cycle, it went up as high as $16.51. Then it went right back down to 18 cents, sat there. Then the next cycle came along in 2021 and it reached the peak here. So it reached a decent level of $18 in the last cycle. And then it went back down, look. And then it sort of got as low as 90 cents. Then it had a little upturn here in March 2024. And then it went right back down to here to 66 cents. Then it had a little upturn round about when the things kicked off the last time, went up to $2. And now it's drawn back. Now, this to me looks like a resting point. There seems to be a reasonable level of support. Now, with degen coins, you can never really say, but we always talk about timing, entry, and risk reward. Now, from this chart, it does not look like it's got the potential to go much lower, but it certainly has potential, as you can see here, to go a hell of a lot higher. So the game that we're playing here, my friends, is the risk reward algorithm. That is this is the only metric I'm looking at here. What's the chances that that could go down a significant amount from there versus what's the chances it could go up a significant amount from there? And I would say that from a risk reward perspective, it looks fairly solid on that front with that single metric. It's on a few exchanges, not many. That's not a great thing. Market cap is 59 million, but its fully diluted value is 70 million, which means that most of the supply is out. 82 million is out in circulation. There's not much else. But also, as we'll see later, this was a fair launch, which gives it an extra edge. So what is Ergo? It's a platform that aims to provide efficient, secure, and easy way to implement financial contracts that will be useful and survivable in the long term. Ergo describes itself as a self-amendable protocol that reportedly allows it to absorb new ideas and improve itself in a decentralized manner. Now, the question is this going to catch on? That's the question with every crypto. So this looks okay, but let's look further. So this is their Explorer, and we see that there's 4,700 transactions a day. Now, that's not a huge amount. It's not a huge amount, but the thing is this going to take off or not? Is it going to take off? Well, we don't actually know. That's the whole point. We go to their website. Now, it's a fairly clean website, powering the future of finance, a next generation smart contract platform that ensures economic freedom for ordinary people through secure, accessible, and decentralized financial tools. Now, that sounds very nice. The question is, will it pick up? A fair start. Now, this is very relevant. So Ergo is a community-driven project that went live in 2019 with a distribution unparalleled to any other smart contract platform, with 4.43% of funds allocated to the Ergo Foundation Treasury, underscoring our commitment to fostering robust and decentralized ecosystem. So, and it was a public allocation. So this was a fair launch, which means that there wasn't a load of VCs in there taking profits through vesting schedules. So this was a bootstrap start and a fair launch platform. So this really is, it's the platform for the people, that they haven't got dirty VCs in taking massive amounts of profits and price suppressing things. So that does give it an edge for people that like the fair launch model. And it does look like a fairly clean website. Let's go to their social media platform in X. So 52,000 followers is none too shabby. A fairly good explanation, the next generation of smart contracts platform, bringing economic freedom to ordinary people. Now, I like this. I like this narrative, bringing economic freedom to ordinary people through decentralized financial tools. So I do believe that this has a good aim in what it's set up to do. We also see that this is 2 days ago, a pinned post. We're also seeing reasonable engagement for a fairly low cap coin. And we're seeing a fairly active social media page here. So there is obviously people following this project. I mean, that's very well interacted with. This feels very real and generic and bot free. So I asked Grok, tell us about Ergo for beginners. Now, I like to do this, my friends, because the language of blockchain can be very confusing to those outside of it. And I like to make the language of these reviews beginner friendly. So here's what Grok says. So first, a quick primer on Ergo. For non-crypto natives, imagine the internet's money system, or the blockchain, as a giant shared spreadsheet where everyone can add financial tools like loans or savings apps without a bank in charge. Now, this is massive, folks. People are not trusting banks now. So is this the future of finance? The odds are that the ecosystem, the banks aren't going to like stuff like this. So let's talk about that. So Ergo is one such spreadsheet. It's a secure open source blockchain designed for decentralized finance. It means that everyday people can create and use financial products like digital savings or trading without the middleman. So this is a system that's designed to bypass the banking system. It's powered by proof of that's probably going to be too confusing. Let's not even talk about that. It was launched in 2019 with a fair launch philosophy. No big companies or insiders or VCs. And it's likely that the early investors got in at around 10 cents a token. No, 1 to 5 cents a token for the early buyers. But bear in mind, they've been in since 2017. So anyone that was going to take profit will have definitely done that when it pumped up. So the odds of profit taking at this level are very, very minimal. How much was raised? So it was pretty much bootstrapped. You can see here that there were no Series A or B, so there's no big funders involved. The investment case. Let's look at this. So thinking of investing a community garden versus a corporate farm. It's a good analogy. So it's really these type of projects. Do you believe in it? This is a power to the people project. It's a power to the people, folks. So big farms, other blockchains have VC money that they can profit. Ergo's Garden is run by gardeners or miners for long-term health. So it's got security and fairness. It's got a decentralized finance focus. It's beginner friendly. It's got risk reward. And the downside, so crypto's volatile. We have to say that for everything. So there you go. If you're new, start small. Buy Ergo on exchanges like Gate or KuCoin and hold a wallet like Yoroi. So this is probably a step too far, doing all these extra wallets or setting up on an exchange that you're not familiar with. So for most people, this probably won't be a viable option at the moment. We go into crypto rank, doesn't really tell us anything here that we don't already know, that we haven't already looked into. So yes, there's no new information on here that we haven't. But what we can see, it's been as high as 28 to $24, and it's been as low as 9 cents. So it's 97% down from its top. Now, this is a high risk. Don't get me wrong, folks. The odds of tons of money flowing into this are not that high, but the odds of it actually going up are high. Now, here's where we separate facts from fiction. This is DeFi Llama that tells us I've got the token volume here and we've got the total value locked. And what we see is the total value locked is on a downward trend at the moment. So what I would say based on this is I'd keep an eye on it. Is it a good entry point? It probably is. Is there better coins? Almost definitely. But this does represent a really good energy project. And I just want to finalize. This is built on Cardano. Now, people that love Cardano, they've got a very loyal following. And the person at the top of the tree is Charles Hodgkinson. And he is a very charismatic character in blockchain. He was also part of the Ethereum team. And I'm just going to play you this to finish things off. This is Charles talking about Ergo.
Yeah, he spun out and created Ergo. And it took him about 2 years to write all the Ergo code and bring it out. And it has a lot of great ideas. It has kind of its own version of extended UTXO. It has its own asset standard. It has something called Sigma protocols for smart contracts. And actually, it's the only non-outsourceable proof of work system. So there are no mining pools in Ergo. It's a proof of work system without that. So really a technological marvel in many respects. And it reflects about 8 years of knowledge that Alex has amassed as both a researcher and a developer. And it's written in Scala, super concise code. And it blows my mind that the market cap is where it's at. It should be a top 10 coin or a top 15 coin. But, it shows you that marketing and liquidity matters just as much as the research.
So there you go, my friends. That is just a brief thing from Charles Hodgkinson. He loves it. But Charles is a very quirky character within the world of crypto, and Cardano is a very popular chain, not very well populated. So we have to balance the risk and reward on this one, my friends. If you believe in decentralized power for finance, power to the people, fairness for everybody, and get rid of the banks, then Ergo looks like a good project to believe in. But is it going to make you explosive gains? Well, I think you can expect gains from this point, that this looks like an exciting entry time. But is there better coins? Almost definitely, my friends. But I like what Ergo's doing. I like what they're setting up here. And it looks like a project that is worth following and keeping an eye on, especially if the total value lock starts to shoot up. This could be an interesting entry point for those that believe in the project. But who am I to say? I'm just a lunatic sat here on the Lunar Cafe. Let me know what you think about Ergo. Are you invested in it? Is there anything that I've missed from this review that people need to know about? Please leave it in the comments, my friends, and let me know. And if you've enjoyed this review and you want more of the same, then please do subscribe to the channel. If you want another video, you will find that just there. But either way, stay lunatic, have fun, and make money with crypto.